Okay, I'm about to make lemon cake. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take 3 cups of cake flour. This is my homemade cake flour. And I'll show you how to do that in another video. So to this cake flour, I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I'm adding 2 teaspoons of baking powder to this cake flour. Then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of baking soda. Half a teaspoon of baking soda. Then I'm going to add half a teaspoon of salt. Half a teaspoon of salt. Then I'm going to whisk my dry ingredients together and incorporate everything together into my 3 cups of cake flour. Then I'm going to set this aside. Then to a separate bowl, I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. One-fourth of a cup of vegetable oil. Hold on one second. Okay, so I've added 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. Then I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. This is my homemade vanilla extract. Two teaspoons of vanilla extract. Then I'm going to add 1 cup of buttermilk. One cup of buttermilk. One cup of buttermilk. Then I'm going to add 1/4 of a cup of fresh squeezed lemon juice that I squeezed out of these lemons. Fresh. 1/4 of a cup of fresh lemon juice. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to whisk all these ingredients together. In my separate bowl. Then I'm going to set my bowl aside. And then what I'm going to do is in another separate bowl is I'm going to take 2 sticks of butter and I'm going to cream my butter. I'm going to cream 2 sticks of butter. I'm gonna cream my butter. I'm gonna cream it by hand. Okay, I'm gonna cream my butter. By hand until it looks like margarine. Okay, and that's just fine. So now to my butter, I'm gonna add 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. Or I'm sorry, 1 1/4 cups of granulated sugar. This is what I'm going to add to my butter. I'm just going to incorporate my sugar into my butter. I'm just going to do this until it's fully incorporated. I can see it's fully incorporated. The sugar is fully incorporated into the butter. See how it's incorporated perfectly? See how it's incorporated perfectly into the butter? Bonded perfectly. The sugar is bonded perfectly to the butter. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the zest, the lemon zest of 3 medium lemons or 4 small lemons. And I'm going to add that. Add it to my butter mixture. Then I'm gonna add 4 eggs. I'm gonna add 4 full eggs that I let sit out for 15 minutes and get to room temperature, and I'm gonna add them 1 egg at a time. Be careful not to let any of the lemon zest get on the side of the bowl here on the sides. I'm gonna add these eggs 1 at a time. That's 2 eggs. This is going to be a 3rd egg. I want to mix them slowly. 3rd egg. Now this is my 4th and final egg. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate between my dry ingredients and my wet ingredients in terms of adding them to this mixture. So I'm just going to add a little bit of my dry mixture. Incorporate that. Then once that's fully incorporated, I'm going to add a little bit of my wet mixture. Just a little bit. And I'm going to incorporate that. And I'm just going to alternate between the two. Alternate between my dry ingredients and my wet ingredients. Okay, now I can just add the last of my wet ingredients to it. And I'm just going to add the last of my dry ingredients. Fully incorporate it. And I don't want to overbeat this. Okay, and this is your lemon cake batter, and so you just want to use a scale. Just want to use a scale when you add the batter to your baking pans. You just want to use a scale. And this is your lemon cake batter. And you want to bake this at 350 degrees for 32 minutes. And that's your lemon cake. That's what you want.